He's back. Far back. Hey, Gun. Bob Ellis hanging out with you. Appreciate you hanging out with us.
Sorry, man. I had to enjoy some Chick-fil-A nuggets my daughter just brought me.
Really?
With the little honey mustard sauce. I'm sorry.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks.
I'm sorry, but
I just had a banana. Yeah, great.
I had a banana earlier, but
I'm hungry, man. You're not helping me.
They're still warm too. That's the thing.
No. Stop. Okay.
I'm just saying. Did you know honey mustard sauce is my favorite?
What kind of team guy are you? You're not a team guy, Derek. Okay.
Yeah, dude. I play for the I team. What do you want?
There's no I in team. You're not helping Tone or I. Okay. All right, real quick. I'll give the Flyers a little love.
Tone, Gunner's a big ass kid. You're right. I am.
Yes,
I have no intentions. Tone, you're not paying attention. How many times I have to tell you? I have no intentions of growing up.
Thank you.
What's wrong with you? I only have to be professional X amount of hours a day. Outside of that, my time is my time. And I enjoy the fact that members of my family look at me, Rob, and go, what is wrong with you? I enjoy that.
I get that. I get what is wrong with you a lot. Tone's enjoying this. Yeah, he's enjoying. Tone, come on. Let's both bury Gunner at the same time.
Yeah, come on, Tone. Get up here.
Yourself up.
Come on, Tone. Quit hiding behind the camera. Come on, Tone.
Tone, give it to him, man. He's rubbing it in our face.
Gunner, I'm telling you right now, okay?
Yeah.
What you're not going to do, you're not going to continue to come on this platform that I produce, and you're not going to make sure we're well fed. You're holding out on the snacks.
Exactly.
You're holding out on the baked goods, and now you're holding out on the Chick-fil-A. Help me understand. What do we do to deserve this from you?
No barbecue coming our way. No Chick-fil-A coming our way. None of the stuff that you.
I've never eaten any of my barbecue on camera in front of you guys. You should give me credit for that.
Not yet.
You've never seen me let the sauce drip down my hand. I'm like,
oh, jeez.
Yeah, you've never seen me do that.
We want to see that. Yeah, that's what we want to see.
It's a good thing I'm in Texas, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. It's a good thing I'm in Texas. It's a good thing you are where you are because
you're in one of the barbecue capitals.
But at some point, I'm gonna have to come see you, okay? Because you're not gonna keep holding out. That's all I know. You're not gonna keep holding out. Other than that, let's get back to regular schedule program.
Thank you, Tone.
Wait a minute. Who?
I had to bring in the backup.
What is this?
Yes. I bring in the backup sometimes.
What does Jay Frio said? This should be considered a war crime. But
I agree with Jake. Jake's correct. Jake is correct there.
I will say this. I'm not a big Chick-fil-A fan. Everybody I know loves Chick-fil-A. I'm not, but when it comes to their nuggets, I love their nuggets. But outside of everything, I'm just not.
I'm the same. I'm the same as you. Like my kids love it. Okay, love it.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'm not saying I won't eat it. It's fine. I don't mind their nuggets. I actually like the sauce that they have. They have that special sauce. I don't know whatever it's called, but it's fine. I don't go out of my way to get it. I can tell you that. Like if somebody's getting it, yeah, I'm in. But I'm not. It's definitely not one of my favorites. I'll put it to you that way. It's okay. It's okay.
You see, my oldest daughter was coming by. She sent a family group text. It's like 9 of us in a family group text. Yeah. She goes, "Hey, I'm going to Target, then I'm going to Chick-fil-A. Who wants something?" And I didn't say anything. And all of a sudden, she says, "Okay, I'm leaving Target. Last chance." And I said, "You know what, man? My stomach's growling." I said, "Can you give me some nuggets with honey mustard sauce?" That's all I care about.
It's good to get you through. I'm not saying that. I would certainly, like right now, man, I would do a number on them. But I mean, it's not.
You know
I agree with Tina. I like Wendy's better. I like Wendy's.
You know, Wendy's
burgers.
Hey, let me tell you
chili.
Yeah. Let me tell you something else. You want a good chicken sandwich? Mm-hmm. Popeye's chicken sandwiches are phenomenal.
Got one right around the corner.
Oh my God. Every time I go to Popeye's, I always get like the 4-wing pack, the spicy 4-wing pack.
Yep.
Ooh. Now, when it comes to Chick-fil-A, when push comes to shove it, I'm really, really hungry. The one thing I will get on the Chick-fil-A menu every time is I love their spicy chicken sandwich with cheese on it. You know, that's it.
I like their nuggets better, but whatever.
I do.
It's all
you
good.
know.
All right.
Can we go to commercial break? My stomach's growling.
No, you can actually no. I want to torture you. I'm going to make this a really long segment so you can't.
It's going to be cold by 1 o'clock. They're going to be cold, man.
Oh, poor guy.
Hey, speaking of which, at 1:20, I've been given confirmation at 1:20. I'll have an update for you on several things pertaining to the football team.
Okay, good. Right. All right. Do want to give the Flyers a touch here. They win their season opener 4-2 over Columbus. I didn't realize they're 7-0-2 in their last 9 season openers. Even though they've been a pretty bad team, they always seem to come out in that first game ready to go. So they win. Travis Konechny, 2 goals. Scott Lawton had 2 assists. Carter Hart, 31 of 33 saves. I mentioned they were good on the penalty kill.
Yeah.
Look, they're not going to be good this year, but it's nice. I think it's nice for Keith Jones and Danny Briere to kind of start off their era here together with the win. It's got to, at least the guys feeling good going into tomorrow afternoon's game in Ottawa.
I am excited about the new direction, finally, of this Flyers organization. Do I expect them to have a winning season? No, because there's a lot of youth movement. A lot of pieces have changed. But they kept the goalie, and I love the goalie that they have. But who's to say they can't slip in the back door? I like Tortorella as a coach. You can say what you know how many times have I said this? Say what you want to say about him. And he doesn't care if you like him or not, which I love. He's going to coach his way until further notice, which I love. His way has shown that it has had a measure of success.
Yeah.
And he's got a nucleus of players that have no choice but to buy into what he's selling, and you and I both, we've known Keith Jones a long time, good friend of ours, good friend of this show. Danny Briere, I love what Danny Briere stands for. Classy guy. I love the shakeups they've made in the front office and the scouting department and things like this. I think the organization finally has a bright future. I just hope the fan base is patient. If this fan base is as smart as I know it is, they understand like we do going into this season. This season is basically a mulligan season. We find out what they are and what they are not, what they have, what they don't have. Mm-hmm. And then the team will build upon that next year. But I'm hoping they surprise a lot of people. I'm hoping somehow, some way they become one of these Cinderella stories that Scott Larber was talking about.
Yeah.
Like Arizona, slipping in the back door at the last minute. You don't know. You just
never
don't know.
I mean, I agree with you. And I think they have been very smart in that they've told everybody, look, we know we have a long way to go. We're working on fixing things. Like, we get it. And we ask that you guys have some patience. They're not lying to anybody. They're not trying to cover anything up. And they're keeping it real. It took them too long to get to this point, but they're doing a good job of just, hey, this is where we're at. It's going to be a build, and it's going to take a minute. So just be prepared.
Yeah, we open a floodgate with the food.
Oh yeah, we're getting all kinds of food, everybody's favorite foods.
My favorite one is I just saw Steve Ike. I'm boycotting Mickey D's. Egg McMuffins should not be that expensive. It's ridiculous. Dude, you go to McDonald's and you get an Egg McMuffin, a hash brown, and an orange juice. You're talking about $7-8. And I can remember when it was like $3 for everything.
Everything.
It's like $7-8 now. I'm like, are you serious?
Yep.
You go to Five Guys. I went to Five Guys the other day with my wife.
Insanely expensive.
All we got were 2 single burgers, yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
2 single burgers, 2 small fries, and of course, you say 2 small fries. They give you enough
you only ever get one. That's the pro tip. Just order one.
Exactly.
Fry. Yeah, you get enough.
We had 2 milkshakes.
Yep.
It was over $30
easily. Easily, man.
I'm like,
telling you.
What have we come to as a society, man?
I know. It's outrageous. It really is, man. It's outrageous.
And we can't stop because our lives are so hectic. These places are always packed. Five Guys, McDonald's, Popeyes, Burger King. They're all still packed. Nobody wants to cook
fast
anymore.
Food drive-through. Like if you're scrambling, just trying to get from your next point A to point B, and you don't have time, what are you going to do, man? Like it's just hard. It's life just gets in the way. Very few, like all of us are running from one thing to the next, and sometimes you don't have time. It's tough. It is. I get it.
I love, and if I'm not paying attention, Rob, it's because these comments are hilarious about McDonald's and some of these places. It's funny. These people, I love this chat. I love our chat. Our chat has some humorous people, some quick-witted, anecdotal people in our chat. I love it, man. Like I said, we got a few that we wish we could jettison out of here for good, but 98% of the people in our chat daily, I love them going back and forth about sports. We jump on a topic, whether it's food, music, they just chime right in, man. I love it all, man. I love it.
All right. So a couple things, and appreciate James. Appreciate you, James. Thank you. Who is has joined the crew. All right. So a couple things here, Gunnar. NFC East, and just turning our sights back to football here.
Yeah.
You have the Commanders at the Falcons. Now the Commanders are coming off. If you remember that game last Thursday where they just absolutely didn't show up. The Bears destroyed them, right? Yep. So they're taking on a Falcons team that's in a, pretty tightly contested NFC South. Right now, I think it's, kind of the way we thought it was going to be, very much up in the air. right? So the Falcons are 3-2, Tampa's 3-1, New Orleans is also 3-2, and then forget Carolina, they're 0-5.
Yep.
So this is a game that Atlanta needs, and this is also a game where we're going to see what Washington's made of, how they bounce back after that effort in that game. So that's what I'm looking for. Like that game's at Atlanta, by the way, and Atlanta's a 2.5-point favorite, which means Vegas thinks it's kind of a toss-up sort of game. What do you think in that one?
Well, both Ritter and Sam Howell, two young, evolving quarterbacks, are coming off their best games, passing games, as young pros.
Yeah.
Washington's biggest problem, and I'm shocked by this, Rob, Washington's biggest problem is defensively, which I thought would be a stabilizing force of this team, has allowed 33 or more points in 4 consecutive games.
Yeah.
You're not going to win many games like that. And they started out 2-0, and they've dropped 3 straight. And now that they have injuries, one of the starting safeties, Derek Forrest, is out for at least the next 4 games with a fractured shoulder. And the young first-round pick, Emmanuel Forbes, man, teams have been throwing at him so much, he got benched in the last week's game against the Bears, of all people. Mm-hmm. He got benched. This, to me, is a pick'em game because both teams, right now Atlanta's tied with the Saints for first place in that division. And I like Atlanta just a little bit better at home. If Washington was at home, I might have gone Washington's way. But because Atlanta's at home and Washington's defense has been a sieve, I'm shocked. They've been a sieve in terms of points they've given up. I think Washington loses its 4th consecutive game.
I do too. I think it's Atlanta's game. I think Atlanta's better. Ritter played better. The key for a lot of what they've done here is how Ritter plays. I think Ritter will play well. And I think Washington loses this and they're in big trouble. I mean, you can almost write them and the Giants off at this point. I mean, we're not quite there, I don't think, with Washington, but we're teetering.
Right.
So let's advance this thing to the Giants, who are at the Bills. Keep in mind the Bills are coming off a loss last week where they were very self-critical of the effort, and a lot of people not happy on their side. Giants, it's official, Derek. No Daniel Jones.
Nope.
No Andrew Thomas either. Offensive lineman out. Saquon, I was reading Pat Leonard of the New York Daily News, who does an excellent job covering them. He said today at practice, Saquon had to go over to the side and get his his calf and his hammy sort of do the roller on that, work on that. Like, is he going to be able to hold up in this game, man? And Buffalo's a 14.5-point favorite, and they're home and they're angry. This does not set up well for the Giants.
Here's all you need to know about this game. The Giants have given up a league-high 30 quarterback sacks in 5 games. 30 quarterback sacks. Oh, by the way, the Buffalo Bills lead the NFL with 21 QB sacks. What do you think is about to happen in this game?
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor is going to be running for his absolute life. It's as plain as that. My man is going to be they are going to be after him big time.
If I'm Tyrod Taylor, I'm telling the training staff, here's what I need on the sideline for this game. I need some morphine. I need some Novocaine. I need cortisone. I need some BioFreeze. And when practice is over today, I'm calling my insurance company and upping my life insurance policy. So this is going to get ugly real quick. You're right. Buffalo's ticked off. They should not. Buffalo could have won that game against Jacksonville. They made some crucial mistakes in that game.
Yeah.
They're coming for blood this Sunday. Von Miller and that crew, Ed Oliver, they're coming for blood this Sunday. And the Giants basically are the sacrificial lambs in this game.
Yeah, I don't think, and I know Dable going back to Buffalo. Okay. So what?
He's going back to Buffalo with basically a CFL football team.
Yeah.
Basically is what he's doing. He has no quarterback. There's no guarantee Saquon's playing. There's no guarantee he's going to. And if he does play, one good hit on that ankle, he's out again.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't care how you tape it up. I don't care how you deaden it. Yeah. One good hit. One big lineman rolls on that ankle one time. And when you're running back, and they like to run Saquon a lot in between tackles.
And catch passes as well.
And catch passes.
Yeah.
One good hit, one plant of that foot, and he's back on the bench again. So you would have no Daniel Jones, no Saquon, no left tackle, no hope.
Yeah. So So 0 for 2. All right, let's go to the third NFC East team that's playing. This is the Monday night game, Derek. This is the Cowboys at the Chargers. Game in LA, as I mentioned. Dallas is -2 in this game. So a couple things. Van Der Esch out. He's on the IR. Justin Herbert is practicing. No real issues with the thumb. No restrictions. And Austin Eckler back. So the hard thing for me with handicapping this game is Dallas does not want to go to 3-3. No. They go to 3-3. If you assume the Eagles win, they're back 3 games of the Eagles already through 6 games. Number one. Number two, the other thing with Dallas is I just want to see how they respond because they got embarrassed on national TV last week. They're back on national TV again. The problem is I have no idea with the Chargers, like when they show up, when they don't show up. I don't know. There's talent there for sure.
What I tell you?
I know. You're right on.
It this Chargers team, like I said, I covered this team many years ago when Dan Fouts was quarterback and they had Kellen Winslow, Charlie Joyner, all these guys. They never won anything.
No.
You know, it was Eric Coryell.
They were always a playoff team, it felt like, but they were never, I agree.
Look at when they had Phillip Rivers. They had talent. What did they win? Nothing. Yep. And now they got Justin Herbert, one of the highest paid players in the league. What did they want? Nothing.
Yep.
And they're not going to win anything this year. Now, I will say this. Since you brought up, you said Dallas is a 2-point favorite in this game?
Yes.
Here's the reason why I believe. Did you know that since 2021, Dallas is 9-1 coming off of a loss?
Yeah.
So if you're betting, man, you want to play the Hunters, I think this is a bounce back game for Dallas. Even though they're playing it out west, I think this is a bounce back game for Dallas. They got embarrassed. I
just think there's a big sense of urgency for them. Not that, I mean, obviously the Chargers aren't, what are they, 2-2? They haven't played great either.
And they're coming off a bye. So
yeah, and look, advantage bye, advantage home, advantage. I think did the Cowboys stay out there this week? I'm trying to remember.
That's a good question. That I do not know.
But either way, I mean, that's not easy. And I don't know. This is just, maybe it's me thinking Dallas isn't going to fall that far behind. I think Dallas probably wins the game, but it would not surprise me if LA wins it.
No, I wouldn't either. But I just think Dallas is going to pin back their ears. You know, right now the Chargers are 5th in overall offense in the NFL and number 6 in passing.
Right.
I think Dallas's front is going to pin back his ears and make it as uncomfortable. Now, I will say this though. If you leave a seam, Justin Herbert, he will step up and run on you. But he's got to protect that hand. Don't forget, he's got a fractured finger on that non-throwing hand. He doesn't want to get hit on it. And certainly if he takes off and runs, he's going to try to protect that thing. So I think the ball is going to be coming out of his hand fast and furious. Can Dallas react in enough time? You know, what kind of – and see, Michael Parsons, here's another one. You know, we laud Michael Parsons, and he's a great player. Yeah. But he shows up some games and he doesn't show up the other game. So how is San Diego going to counter to try to neutralize him coming off? And he likes to move around. He comes off the edge. You could loop around up the middle. How do you account for Michael Parsons? Defensively, Chargers have enough personnel to hang with this Dallas offense. You got Bosa. You got Khalil Mack coming. You got enough. You got more than enough. But I just think, based on the stats, I think this is a bounce back game for Dallas.
And the other thing is, with Dallas, how does Dak Prescott respond? You know, he threw 3 interceptions last week. Where's his head at right now? That's the other thing. I mean, Gunnar, it's not impossible for this to be his last year in Dallas.
It's not. No, it's not. And that's why I truly believe Jerry Jones went out and got Trey Lance, number 1, to send a message to Dak. And number 2, they could be grooming him to be your starting quarterback next year. Now, and I think the patience with Dak Prescott, you know, just think about it. Up until last year, Rob, Dak was a really efficient quarterback. You know, he didn't turn the ball over much. All of a sudden, last year, everything started to unravel. He got the big money. And I don't know how much in guaranteed money they still owe him. But the bottom line is Jerry Jones is not going to sit still. Jerry Jones is 81 years old. How many more years does Jerry have on this planet, Rob?
I agree with you. He's in sort of Robert Kraft mode where it's he's won a ton and all that, but he wants to win another one. And they, you know, especially a guy like Kraft who got a taste of it and what it was like. But, you know, Jerry hasn't. The other part with Jerry is, Derek, not only is he getting older, he hasn't won in forever.
No. So 26 years, something like that.
Yeah. Was it 95 or 96 or whatever?
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, so Jerry knows the clock's ticking, time's running out. And he wants that measure of success. And I think the biggest travesty was giving Mike McCarthy the play calling.
Ugh.
I really do. I believe that has been one of the biggest sticklers. Dak has not been the same quarterback since Kellen Moore left.
No.
And oh, by the way, Kellen Moore is now with the Chargers.
So there's a little bit of that too. You're going to have the offensive coordinator for the Chargers knowing the tendencies very well. Now, is some of that kind of stuff? I think when a player goes to another team that they're playing, I think some of that's overrated. Like so-and-so is now with the Panthers and he's going to give away all the secrets.
Yeah.
But I think a coach knowing all the tendencies of not only the quarterback, but the offensive line, he knows what McCarthy likes to do too.
Yep.
So I think there is an advantage there. I'm glad you brought that up because that's something, I think.
Kellen Moore was in Dallas for 8 years. He basically nurtured and groomed Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Who knows all the pluses and minuses of Dak better than Kellen Moore?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't think Brandon Staley and all those guys have every piece of intel you could possibly have on Dak? To see, how do you play him? How do you attack him? Is it better off blitzing him front side or back side?
Mm-hmm.
You don't think they have all these little nuances? Every trick in the book to try to disrupt Zach and make him cough up the ball and turn it over to them? You're right. Sometimes it's overstated about former coaches, former players being able to help their new teams against their former teams. But I think in this case, that's a big advantage for the Chargers. They have Kellen Moore, basically not only orchestrating the offense, but giving intel to that defense to try to defuse Dallas and Dak Prescott.
So you look at the NFC East, and the Eagles undefeated so far, even though we'll all agree they probably haven't played their A game quite yet. But Dallas is almost feeding right into what we thought, like McCarthy not doing a good enough job. Now he's got more responsibility. Yeah, You're seeing inconsistency on that side of the ball.
Yeah,
Dak, the turnovers rearing their ugly head with Dak, and they've been dealing with some injuries now with Vander Esch down, Trayvon Diggs down.
Yeah.
So there's a real chance for the Eagles to just continue to create separation. I know they're going to play Dallas in a few weeks, whatever, but there's an opportunity there for the Eagles, especially if Dallas loses this week.
Absolutely. As long as the Eagles take care of business, which I fully expect them to. To me, Dallas being favored by 2, what are the odds makers thinking here?
They think Dallas. I think they think Dallas wins the game. It's kind of a toss-up line, but I think they think Dallas wins.
Yeah, I mean, how much will that finger affect Justin Herbert? Even though it's on his non-throwing hand, if he gets that thing hit a couple of times, how much will that affect him in terms of how he grips the ball,
right?
On the snap on the center, man.
Yep.
So all of that comes into play. But I can't wait to see the game.
That's gonna be a good one. Yeah,
I'm gonna end up doing what I did last night. I watched the football game on my TV, and I watched the Phillies game on my phone. I had the phone was right here next to me. TV's right there.
I did the opposite. So I had the Phillies on the big screen, and I had the Prime game on my laptop.
Okay.
And I just kept going back.
I might flip the script then.
We'll get into it in a minute. That was a dud. That was not an entertaining game.
And Chargers weren't as dominant as I thought they would be. The Chiefs. Although I will say this, the Chiefs defense to me right now is better than it was a year ago in terms of flowing to the ball, putting pressure on quarterbacks. I've got to see them play a couple of times this year. Obviously the young players on the back end are a year older, a year wiser.
Yeah.
Spagnola's got these guys attacking,
Well, I think the other thing is, and Chris Jones last night was a man possessed. He was, he's a beast.
Wouldn't you be getting that raise he got?
Yes. Man, you hope so. And we'll see if they can get him locked down long term. That's for sure. All right, so let's come back and let's go into everything. We'll take a look at the entirety of the NFL. We'll go through 6 games that we think are the best games of the week also, and then we're going to do our AFC power ranking. So we got a lot of stop it. Not right, Derek Gunn. All right. Tone, it might have to be me and you the rest of the way. That's all I'm saying. Hi, Derek. Hi. All right. I'm going to tell you about Flynn Tree Services. Yes, Flynn Tree Services. You are brutal. Flynn Tree Services is an experienced, licensed, and insured Pennsylvania tree services company. that will trim or remove any unwanted trees off of your property. They offer cost-effective solutions to any tree problems that you may face. They are experts at trimming all types of trees, and they serve southeastern Pennsylvania, South Jersey, as well as northern Delaware. They specialize in tree removal, stump grinding, as well as tree pruning. And you can go to their Facebook or Instagram page for more information or a sampling of their work. Give Flynn Tree Services a call at 610-850-2848, 610-850-2848, or online at flynntreeservices.com. That's flynntreeservices.com.